This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
G'day punters, the JackJumpers taking on the Cairns Taipans, and for the life of me, I cannot work out how the JackJumpers are underdogs here. I'm more than happy to take the outside price. One of the better defensive teams of the competition, and the Taipans, well, they just don't have an identity on offence. They don't have that pure scorer that they can go to, and you're going to need that to be able to put up points against the JackJumpers, because you just need a one-on-one breakdown player. For mine, they don't have that, so I'm going to take the JackJumpers in the head-to-head. I'm also going to take them at the line. If you're ever betting the underdog head-to-head, you can always find a bit of value in taking the line, because you get a bit of breathing room there. Not sure how it's that figure, but it is, and we'll play it. The total points here, as I said, Cairns don't have an offensive identity. That total won't reach. Enjoy and gamble responsibly.
Machado, shot clock winding down.
Wow.
How brilliant.
Big knockdown for Tasmania.
Hands to Pinder and the jam. Keanu Pinder.
McIntosh underneath.
Dang. Big arc on it. Big bucket. It's a two-possession game. What was that? Oh my goodness, that's out of this world. To Pinder. Right in the nose. Good pass. Zimmerman with the jam.
They take the show to Launceston and win. As the NBL celebration of Indigenous and Māori cultures continue as part of Indigenous Round, we take it to far north Queensland tonight. The Cairns Taipans have had their struggles of recent times, losing 5 of their last 6, but one thing we know for certain, they're a much better team inside their own venue. Hello and welcome to Friday Night Basketball. Jack Heverin joined by Corey Homicide Williams and Pete Hawley. Corey, you've already called it. You said we got the close one tonight.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a good game. Scott Machado's in form. Zimmerman playing very well. Mikal McIntosh balling. This is a must-win game for both teams. Guarantee you it's going down the wire.
DoorDash starting 5 for the Cairns Taipans, and Scott Machado, Pete, has been crucial for them since he's returned from a heel injury.
Well, he has. He's been really good. It looks like he's starting to realise with no Tajir McCall out there, he's going to have to really set up the offense. He's going to have to get back to what we've seen from Scott Machado when he first entered the league. And the performance he put on against the Kings, he was outstanding. Had a lot of fun out there, and that's what they're going to need from him.
26 points, a couple of rebounds, 8 assists. The floor general is back, but we love when he has his foot on the gas offensively. They look so much better. They look much better when he offensively is leading the charge, because once he's getting to the paint and drawing so much attention, it's easy to facilitate and get everybody else going.
No Tajir McCall tonight for the Taipans, as well as Nate Chawai and Mirko Jeric. Is Keanu Pinder, a proud Indigenous athlete, so this game will mean a lot to him, but he's found a situation that works for him now, Pete. First year in the Taipans, he's thriving under this Adam Ford system.
I mean, he is, and again, he has the history with Adam Ford already, but what he's allowed to do, he's got a lot of freedom to play his game, and what his game is going out there making energy plays. He contests absolutely everything. He's been dunked on a couple of times, but he's had numerous big-time blocks coming from the help side defense, get some highlight plays, and the best part about the Taipans in general, their culture is all about playing with energy, playing with fun, not thinking as much, and that's why Keanu Pinder is thriving, and that's why he's in that most improved player conversation.
For the Tasmania JackJumpers, their DoorDash starting 5. DoorDash March Madness, 20% off everything. Use the code word madness. Mikal McIntosh coming off the bench again tonight, Corey, but he's been such a great positive for them in the last 3 games. He's been their leading scorer. It's taken a while, but has he started to work out his role in this team now?
Yeah, you know, you have to be grateful if you are him, because he was averaging 5 points a game pretty much the first half of the year. That usually gets you on a flight home and someone else is taking your job, but he figured out a way to continue to persevere and finish plays. The last 3 games, he's averaged 19 points a game, and as you see, 26 minutes, 21 points, and 4 rebounds. He pretty much won the game for him and made some seriously good plays down the stretch of that one.
And we're just about ready to go at the Cairns Convention Centre. There's Tajir McCall, not out there tonight. Nate Chawai would love to be out there tonight. Indigenous Round means so much to him, and the Taipans put together a fantastic piece last night on their social media platforms of Nate's return to his hometown in the pre-season. They took the team with him, and it was a wonderful occasion. And there is the Cairns Taipans strip that they'll be wearing tonight.
Those unis are sick.
I'll rate them.
I need a pair of those shorts.
I think I've seen you put in a request for every team shorts.
Those short, they're beautiful.
They really are.
It's been created by Henry Formile. The inspiration for the artwork was the players and their fierce competitive spirit. The kit is adorned with native Australian animals, including a taipan, of course, and other creatures that have a sting or bite to warn their opponents that they are dangerous. Sounds like you in your playing career, Corey.
I just want those shorts.
So who wins?
It's going to be tough. I mean, the JackJumpers, they've had to change the way they play without Will Magnay, who, again, he's out indefinitely, which is really going to hurt them. And does that change overall the way they're going to go about things on the defensive end? We'll find out. But Cairns at home, fans love when they play. If they play anything like they did against the Kings, they're going to walk away with a win here.
They went down by 10 last Sunday to the Sydney Kings, Cairns. That scoreline, as Pete said, doesn't necessarily reflect how well they played in that game. Tasmania coming off a 4-point win last Saturday.
And I promise we will get a good throw on the third time here.
Can we just go to a possession arrow here?
Just hand it to somebody at this rate.
We're away. Damien Lyons, Mark Mill, John Chapman. And the three officials tonight. Majuk Deng feeds Zimmerman. He's going to be a hard man to stop tonight with no Will Magnay.
He has been flat out hooping. The last game he played against Sydney, that was the best game he had this season. 16 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 of 14 from the field. I expect that play to carry over in this one.
He's the league's leading rebounder this year. The Tennessee native, Adams, fires away.
What I do love about Tim lately is the Taipans' first couple of offensive sets at the start of the game in the first and the second half. It's always been to throw the ball to him, let him go to work, let him have that confidence that he is a focal point on the offensive end.
There's Kawat Noi scoring his first game in the Cairns Convention Centre since New Year's Eve.
He's been out for a long time, so that's a sight for sore eyes, and sure give him some confidence. Great execution by Cairns early.
Been a big week already for Kawat Noi and his partner Cody. Gave birth to a little baby girl earlier this week, so congratulations to Kawat. Adams opens the account for Tasmania.
Better from Josh Adams, getting in the key. That little floater, we know, loves to try and get to his three ball, but if they're going to close that down, Will Cole's going to be trying to get up and in and make him do something else. Got to make sure they pay.
Zimmerman, top of the key. There's Qual, feet set, it's good.
He has been shooting the ball really well ever since that game where he hit 8 threes against Brisbane.
Yep.
His confidence is just shot up. Quality perimeter shooter.
Nice take from McVeigh at the other end.
This is going to be a good matchup to watch. Ex-Adelaide teammates, Jack McVeigh, had a bit of a history going against each other.
I think Jack McVeigh might have just popped into a local barber at tonight's game. You can spot the game day haircuts a long way away.
Aren't you?
I think there's a couple in the commentary position here tonight as well. Noi pulled the trigger on a three. Is that a freshie today, Pete?
Absolutely not. That's 2 weeks old.
That's a lie. You just got a fresh cut. That's what I said when I saw him walk in today. I was like, Peter went to the barbershop.
I know.
2 weeks ago. Brian, you came in straight after me.
Yeah.
Adams. Beautiful pass to Majet. That misses everything. Krislovic there to clean up the mess. Nice hustle.
That's what Krislovic's going to have to do. With no Will Magnay. Just got to be solid on the defensive end. Try and get a couple of extra possessions on the offensive end. Easy 2 points there.
Qual draws the hard closeout. Feeds Deng. Nice offense, Cairns.
Love that from Majuk Deng. Just realizing that that block was open. There wasn't a flex screen or anything. Just ran there in front of Jack McVeigh. Rose up, knocked it down.
3 assists on 4 made field goals to start with the Cairns. They're sharing the ball. Adams buries the 3. Responds for Tasmania.
It's important for Josh Adams to get off to this good start because last game he was pretty much non-existent. Both Joshes, Majet and Adams combined, they had 10 points. Josh Adams had 6, Majet had 4. 5 rebounds and 8 assists combined.
And that's a mean, with what I'm about to say is with great respect to New Zealand, of course, Corey, but they got away with that against New Zealand. They're probably not going to get away with that against too many others.
Definitely not Cairns. They're going to have to play.
Zimmerman misses from underneath.
That's where Zim has been better too. The start of the season was missing so many underneath the hoop. Did all the hard work, just wasn't finishing off. And it probably helped his rebound stats because he was getting a lot of his own work back.
Offensive rebound, Krislovic. Another look at it for the JackJumpers. 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. That's the last touch by Cairns as we check in courtside for the first time tonight at the Cairns Convention Centre with John Guana. Evening, John.
Evening, guys. I wanted to ask you a question on the offensive end for Cairns. It's a really tough matchup for the JackJumpers. They've got Josh Adams guarding Kuatnoi. Would you guys look to exploit that if you were Cairns?
Well, Kuatnoi is someone who's still got to try and figure out now where's he going to fit in terms of the hierarchy of who wants the ball in their hands and where. We know he can have so much success as a spot-up shooter, but I think he can do a lot more, and just trying to work his way back into the lineup is going to take a bit of time. The silver lining for that, for Kuatnoi, no Tajir McCall, so there's going to be more opportunity for him, no Mirko Jeric, and we've seen that when Kuatnoi is up and about knocking down the three, everything else opens up and put a lot of points on the board.
There he is, only 6th game of the season, Kuatnoi. Missed 12 weeks last year with a PCL, missed 12 weeks the season prior with an ankle. He's had a shocking run of bad luck. Still only 25 years of age, still such a talent.
Zimmerman just throwing that straight into his knee. And it'll be a turnover. Canapino into the game now against Jack McVeigh.
Who's got him, guys? Who's got ball?
Noticed he made your column. There he is. This week for the awards watch.
Getting in that conversation. There still, I think, is 3 guys who are just a bit far ahead of him in terms of 6th man of the year, but most improved player, he's going to be up there.
NBL.com.au to read that.
Good rim protection right there. One-on-one defense by Keanu Penda.
Noi had it stolen away by Majet. Had to wait for the cavalry to arrive. McVeigh got Pinder up in the air. Foul on the floor.
And that is a good call. I might have let it go for a little bit, but Tim just pushing Krislovic.
It's good ball movement. Everybody got a touch. Nice penetration. Finds Krislovic underneath the basket.
So I love that from the referee there, saying thought there was going to be an advantage with a little bit of a bump, and then once the ball was thrown away, they said he was a late call, but he had to call it.
Majet gave up his look. Shot clock at 3 for Kenyon. Krislovic able to drag in another offensive rebound. That's 3 already for the JackJumpers.
Great work by Krislovic. Miscommunication. He should have stayed in the corner. That's the money shot, Matt.
That is not Matt Kenyon's game, spotting up to shoot the 3. But I tell you what, that is Sam McDaniel, who plays in the same role. Spot up 3s in the corner. That's exactly where you've got to stay, or you've got to cut towards the hoop to get a layup.
I think Sam's coming in right now. Looks like he's about to check in.
Machado, the lob for Big Zim.
It's just great execution, and that's why they're so tough, home or away, with Machado healthy and at that point guard position.
Wasn't the most graceful from Big Zim that we've seen, but it's 2.
It's really good execution.
They had a really good executing to start this game. See here, and throws it up and oh, it's still going to count. That's right, throws it up and
Off the left hand.
You got 4.2 from the judges.
oh, on a good day.
Taipans by 2 on their home floor. Nice look off the inbound.
And to be fair, Scott Machado used to be throwing that to Cam Oliver, which had a bit of a different ending. So it's not Zimmer's fault. It's Cam Oliver's a bit of a freak athlete.
Cam Oliver's chest would have hit the rim on that one. The Jet pulls up in transition. 2 of 11 on Saturday. Just Just gone a little cold in the last few weeks. Nice find up ahead. Zimmerman had the mismatch.
Good awareness, Scott Machado, a full court pass, and that comes from Zimmerman putting in the work early, seeing he had Majet on him and try and seal, and then trust that you have a point guard who's going to help you. And tell you what, so Josh Majet's gone for a block there, and got to be careful because that is a breakaway. It's the full court pass. Zimmerman running the floor. So Majet trying to slow down that break. You have to be careful with putting your hand up straight away to say, look, I fouled, I'm trying to slow the break. Often gets looked at as an unsportsmanlike foul. So they didn't even have another look at it there, so he might have dodged a little bullet there.
Jack jump is cold from outside, 1 of 7 from the 3.
And that's on the backcourt of 3 of 27 against New Zealand. Zimmerman.
Sorry, Jack, say that again.
3 of 27 they were last Saturday, Tasmania from outside, 11%.
At home at that.
Yep.
Audacious from Big Zim. Had some wee picks this morning, I reckon.
Feeling good.
He very nearly buried Sam McDaniel then.
Well, he did.
That would have been nasty.
I'm not sure he got high enough to be able to do that. He was going horizontal at one point. But I love his activity. He's been 6 points now.
You mentioned it earlier, Pete. The great thing about Zim right now and the way he's playing is going into the game, you know that you're going to get the ball. So it's that much more incentive to be assertive and be ready to finish because you know the ball is coming to you.
We mentioned it earlier, Tasmania still without Will Magnay for at least.
Let's have a look at this. This is the counter pin one with very, very lucky. I mean, Majet knows what he's doing, but just did enough, just brushed him ever so slightly. Got in the way, so in the end, it's probably a good call. But as soon as you put your hand in the air, you're going to put yourself out a bit of trouble. And I tell you what, Dave Barlow from Melbourne United is one that is prone for that. He's just trying to slow down the break and puts his hand in the air saying, yep, I fouled. And straight away, that gets whistled for unsportsmanlike. So in the end, not a whole lot of contact.
McDaniel trapped. Risky passes ended up okay. Mikhail McIntosh checking into the game. 21, 15 and 21 points in his last 3 games. Being the leading scorer in all. The average is 8 for the season. The Jet had space.
Beautiful way to create space with that. Nice move and step back.
To a 3-point game.
Jack Jumpers not playing their best, but they're hanging in there early in this one.
Zimmerman went to work on Perry. He's back on the free throw line.
It's going to work right now.
This is a matchup problem all night. Jet coming off that screen. Nice step back. Create a whole lot of space. Zim didn't know what to do.
How's this for a stat right now? Cairns Taipans have 7 assists on 6 made field goals.
Pardon?
So due to the going to the free throw line, you knock one down, you get
right.
awarded an assist. Doesn't happen in the NBA. Happens here. But they are passing the ball. Machado's got 3 of those, making some things happen. And Zim's got to start to reward himself. He's doing the hard work. Just left a couple of points at the free throw line.
44% free throw shooter across the season. Misses both. Daniel aggressive. His pass stolen by one of the Rookie of the Year candidates, Bull Qual.
Good hands by the young fella.
Jared Kenny. Hands off to Machado. Shot clock at 7. Machado yet to score in this game. A Pinder. Off the back of the iron. They made that look difficult, the Taipans. Steindl to the other end. Little drop off for Perry was nice. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, for Clint Steindl turning the corner to get downhill. Passes off to the big 7-footer. Just lays it in. 2 points.
That's how you like them. 4 turnovers for the JackJumpers so far. But yet, they only trail by 1 point. It's a foul on McIntosh. Let's get down to John, courtside.
Yeah, guys, you can see head coach Scott Roth going right to the bench unit, and it's been one of the Tasmanian JackJumpers' strongest weapons this season. They lead the NBL in bench points at just under 28 points a game. Right now, the JackJumpers struggling for points, so the coach goes to the bench looking for some offense.
That's it. John's spot on. I saw that stat coming into tonight's game, and I'm not going to say it surprised me, Pete, but I would say that would surprise a lot of fans in the Hungry Jacks NBL that Tassie have got the best production off the bench.
Well, a lot of it would be Clint Steiner. There's Clint Steiner on cue, nearly getting the steal, and Sam McDaniel coming off the bench and having a few good games as of late. Kyle McIntosh as well. What it is just the culture that Scott Roth has now instilled in the JackJumpers environment. It's all about we, not me, and they're going to trust everybody, whoever's on the floor. If you're open, you're going to get the ball and you're going to get a chance to put some points on the board.
Nice finish, Machado. He's all class.
Just fell asleep on it. Out of bounds. And again, the one thing that stands out right now, baseline out of bounds when you're defending, no Will Magnay just clogging up the key, just being a big body coming across to try and help.
So plays like that can happen.
Exactly right. I'm sure if you had him forward now, you see Jared Bairstow out there really in the 5, you're thinking, Zimmerman, you've got 30 seconds on the bench, big fella, get back out there. Oh, McIntosh just going early. I think Keanu Pinder is the one who was just teasing him, trying to pretend like he was going to go early on the offensive glass.
A few head games. Machado, when the two teams met in round 2, injured his heel quite seriously in the second quarter and missed a lot of time away from the game. It was only 5 games in total because of COVID postponements, but it was the best part of 2 months that he didn't play for.
Exactly. It felt so long because of obviously COVID and postponements. It was great to see him back on the court.
And it also took him a while to find his feet after that. When he came back, he never looked 100%. Probably really until last weekend against the Kings.
Cairns won that one in this venue, 69-62.
Well, got to send a double team there. Jared Weeks. Jared Weeks doing a good job, being physical, trying to meet him on the bump. But as soon as Majukdang gets the middle of the floor, someone's got to come. You see here, Kyle McIntosh, he's guarding Scott Machado, so it's going to be hard. So who else is there? Clint Steiner over there trying to protect the other side of the floor, but if you're Kyle McIntosh, you've still got to be a bit more active, got to dig down, give a bit of help. And even with Jared Bairstow, Keanu Pinder did well to cut down the middle of the lane to take away any kind of trapping ability. But that's where Jared Bairstow, if you see someone else come across to bump to Keanu Pinder, you can just sprint straight and double team that and get the ball out of his hands.
Or just make him go baseline.
Well, that's another thing. If you've got that set up as part of the defense.
There's too many other things that can happen.
Well, again, the elephant in the room is you're turning to the baseline. That's going to be Will Magnay you're turning him into. He's not there.
Taipans had 7 attempts from the free throw line already. Tasmania yet to get on the free throw line this first quarter. Bairstow, shot clock into single figures. Weeks at the top of the key, hands it back to Bairstow, and he's fouled.
Quite annoying, just handing the cookie jar. Majukdang bewildered straight away, thinking I didn't do a whole lot wrong, but that's on quite annoying. It's the Jim McCall. Not playing, and again, the way they've been playing, I'd love to have him out there. His energy is infectious. Everybody thrives off that, especially the fans. Scott Roth would be one man who's pretty happy that he's not playing.
He and Machado would be tough because he goes 100 miles an hour every possession at both ends. But at least you have Machado to steady the ship.
I don't think he had that when Machado first came back. We talked about he wasn't healthy enough to start controlling the game like we're seeing now, and that Machado rolled, and that put a lot of pressure on. Oh, the Burgers.
That is Burgers. That's first quarter Burgers.
It's a rarity.
Code word is time. Courtesy of the JackJumpers. Pinder fell over. That opened the door for Weeks, who's quickly up the court. He lays it up, brings it back to a 4-point game. Taipans have got a chance to atone for that last error. Noi fires away. Scrappy end of the opening quarter. The Taipans lead it 19-15 at the Cairns Convention Centre. Don't go too far. More action in the Hungry Jacks NBL is coming up next. Great to have your company for Friday night basketball in far north Queensland. The Taipans back on their home floor and they lead after one, 19-15, a game that hasn't really broken open as yet. Steve Zimmerman has been the big factor with 7 points so far in this game. And the winner of our $50 Kmart gift card for tonight is Daniel O'Brien, my son, wife and myself, after my son won his grand final by 2 points.
Oh, nice.
Never forget that feeling.
Absolutely. Good first quarter from the Taipans. As you said, Zimmerman had 7 points and left 3 free throws at the line. But they were looking engaged. They were getting through their offensive sets and they were moving the ball. Still got 8 assists to 7 made field goals because of the free throws. Making some things happen.
A win tonight for Cairns will get them above Adelaide to 8th on the Amy ladder.
Tasmania JackJumpers remain cold from outside. 1 of 8 from the 3.
Noi changes direction. Kenny with the shot clock down to 5. Time for Machado to create. He pulls up. He's 1 of 3 in this game so far. Steindl gets Bairstow involved. Rattles out, and Deng did a good job of keeping McIntosh off the glass.
Cairns doing a good job of running the shooters off the 3, especially Steindl. Take those either tough contested 3 or get them inside the paint.
Offensive foul called on Keanu Pinder, who looks bewildered.
Well, there it is.
Hello.
There's nothing bewildering about that. That is an offensive foul. It's unfortunate. I know didn't put a whole lot of effort into it, but the action's there.
He's going to sit down with 2 fouls. Let's get down to John Guana, courtside.
Yeah, I was listening into the Tasmania break there, and Coach Scott Roth not really happy with his team defensively. He says, guys, we're not communicating. We're not switching. We look disorganized in our press break. Let's get our act together. Let's look for a stronger defensive quarter here from Tasmania.
passes thrown away. Well, that's been their calling card, hasn't it? Second in the competition for points conceded per game, Corey. The defensive rating numbers are pretty strong. That's how they've built their team, is from the defensive end of the floor.
100%, and they're not getting it done right now. It's just Cairns have executed every offensive set pretty much. If it's not self-inflicted, they're getting what they want out there.
Bairstow's tip out. Swooped on by Qual. He misses from underneath the basket. It's been a slow start to this second term. Weeks tries to show them how it's done.
That's going to be 2 fouls on Zimmerman. I thought we were just going to get Jared Weeks to slow it down and get through some offense, because it was a bit chaotic for the last 60 seconds, but put his head down. Saw the space between Zimmerman. Oh.
Created the contact, but got into the body of the big fella. Goes to the line for 2.
Starting this second quarter, JackJumpers had 5 bench players on there. That's how Scott Roth has been rolling. Throw them all out there together, because again, it's a good way to do it. It's hard to obviously do 5 on and 5 off. But what it is, it's the team you practice with every single day. And a lot of teams, if you talk to them, will say over the course of the year, the bench squad will give it to the starters a lot of the time, because they put a unit that just knows how to play with each other. But it gets hard during a game for a coach to be able to get every player on the floor at the same time, and we don't see it too often. I think if you're a college basketball fan, it was a couple of years ago, Kentucky did it for the entire season. They had 2 squads, and they had 5 players on, 5 players off.
Zimmerman stays out there for 2 fouls. Pinder also off the floor at the moment with 2 fouls of his own.
There you go. That's good defense, doubling that post.
And I think we're about to get an offensive foul flop warning on Machado. We don't often see that, but
I've been telling you about it. There was way too much exaggeration for the amount of contact that was there. It's a flop warning.
So there you go. You hear Machado explaining that he got pushed from Matt Kenyon. Referee saying he
Ref was
exaggerated.
not hearing it.
He exaggerated too much. I like that. If that's the case, then it doesn't matter that he's got the ball. Let it be known so it doesn't happen again.
Don't see that often.
Can't recall the last time we've had an offensive.
No. McIntosh trying to put Machado on skates. He was forced into an off-balance jumper. Machado cuts through like a hot knife through butter, but misses the layup. McIntosh to the other end. He misses as well.
Everything. Right now would be a great time for McIntosh to find some form. He's been the guy that's been able to tick the scoreboard over the last 3 games.
Had just the 1 point scored in this second quarter so far. Cairns, the worst second quarter team in the competition. They only score 18 points in the second terms, and this will be 3 free throws to Clint Steinel, the JackJumpers captain.
Well, get some points on the board, because this is starting to be a little deja vu. You talk about the last time these 2 teams met, that game. That wasn't pretty. Overall, that was a tough game. In that game, we had some of the lowest quarters from points scored. Third quarter of that game, JackJumpers were 1 of 16 from the field. Hopefully, we get some points on the board after this timeout to get things rolling.
We're about to head into the Taipans huddle. Take a listen to Coach Adam Ford. His first season in charge of the Taipans. He's worn a nice colourful tie for tonight.
Right up a little bit. Okay, this is just a timeout. Hit the reset button, take a big breath, and understand we're still in the driver's seat. We're okay. Okay, just take a big breath with it. A little bit too tight on him, Ryan. We said this is something they're going to do. Just side contest it, keep it clear.
Trap coming from the baseline. If Bull does the screen for the backside, the man's bumping, you come off the pin down.
Good with that?
Pin down. After the backside, pin down.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know whose man was on the opposite troop that. Trap coming from the baseline.
That's fine.
Either top or opposite. Your pass.
All right. So when you get it, be clear with it. If it's not on, it's not on. Hey. I got about another minute for you. Good? All right, let's go, fellas. Come on.
Stop it. We haven't been scoring, but we're getting stops.
Getting stops.
Heard Adam Ford there Taipans coach, just saying nothing to be too alarmed about, but we just haven't got off to the best start. Just want to have a bit of a chance to push the reset button and go again.
No, I like that. That's a good opportunity to get that timeout and just say, look, let's take a deep breath. It's been a tough 3.5 minutes here. Let's start to reset. Let's get back to getting through our offensive sets. You heard Scott Machado think where they have an advantage and get a good look.
We got 3 here, guys. 3.
Clint Steiner with 3 free throws. He's had his own issues in recent weeks. 7 of 25 combined from outside in his last 5 games. His numbers across the season and across his career are better than that, Corey. He's just having a bit of trouble finding the bottom of the net right now.
Just having a bit of trouble. Shooters get into these types of funks throughout their careers and throughout the season. That's why it's important he is where he's at the moment, to find some sort of rhythm at that free throw line and see the ball go through the net.
Started the season on fire, shooting the ball 46% for through the first 5 or 6 rounds. And finally get some points in this second quarter, and comes out straight out, find a rhythm from the free throw line, knock down all 3, come cool off Clint.
Josh Adams checks back in.
Tell you what, I understand if that was part of the rotation, but at least give him the next play down the floor to run a play and let him tee off. Let him tee off. I'm with you.
The Taipans have not scored in this second quarter. Machado up top. He's not going to change that.
Well, they had that timeout to try and figure out what offense they wanted to run, and there's a bit of confusion there. You saw Majuk Deng, Scott Machado trying to figure out where exactly they wanted each other on the same page. And right now, Jared Bairstow is guarding Big Zim. That's the way you got to try and find and exploit that matchup. Matt Kenyon from the corner. We asked for it before.
Yeah.
Where he wasn't in the corner. So he listened, stayed put, knocked it down.
Finally. 2 of 10 from the 3. They finally get a three-point shot to drop.
They've scored the last 9 points in the game, Tasmania. Zimmerman up top for Noy. Responds at the other end.
Simple game. Throw the ball down. Took a while to get Zimmerman in the post, but they had to send the double team with Jared Bairstow guarding Zimmerman. Threw it out to quite Noy. No one rotated. Knocked down the 3.
Foul will be called on Qual. Off the ball.
Nice extra pass. He hesitated at first.
See, quite Noy put his hand down. He was saying to Matt Kenyon, you can shoot that all you want. Quite Noy answered back. So he hits a 3 and he sits down.
Adam Ford did say in that timeout.
He did.
Quite Noy said, I've got another minute for you. Still managing his return from injury. His second game back. Adams off the inbound, gets it to drop.
Friendly bounce. He's come out aggressive in this one. He had 6 points last game, and he already has 7 points in 8 minutes.
Marshall Nelson into the game for the Taipans. He's been getting some more minutes in recent weeks. Machado, air ball last time. That time deep. Nice hands from Deng. Kept it alive, and Nelson misses from underneath.
Adam Ford not happy about it. And
we thought the same.
Again, you see how long it takes them to try and find Zimmerman down low. I know they're trying to get the ball through hands and try and figure out. Krislovic's coming to the bench now, so a bigger body is going to go to Zimmerman. You can bring this ball up. Zimmerman just rolled down to the block. You saw what happened. They tried to send the double team, and someone got a wide open 3.
Deng with the offensive rebound. Cairns can reset. Guarded by his former teammate McVeigh. Tried to enable Zimmerman. They've made hard work of it. Nartai. His first attempt is short.
Looked like Zimmerman might have been out of bounds when he touched that ball. Again, Majuk Deng got to rise up and shoot that. He's going to have the height. He's got to get to his spot.
Nartai brings the ball up for Cairns.
Good pass.
There he is. Little give and go play with Machado was good.
Well, Nartai benefiting. Quick timeout here. from Scott Roth. Taipans gone on a little bit of a run. Scott Machado with 4 assists, making some things happen and missed some easy points at the rim. Just a little pick and roll game. Jared Bairstow, they were picking on him. No help defense. Jared Bairstow was guarding Nartai. Just in transition, no one really matched up on Zimmerman. You saw it there. He had the seal on Josh Adams.
2 out. We can give it to him, we'll give it to him. If not, we're coming back. Either or, all right?
Hey, next transition, be ready for a 79. Let's put Nelson in it. Yes. You got that, J.A.?
Keep your ghost going. He's been open at a couple pops to the next play, so keep that going. Good job, good job. Stay solid now, all right? Stay solid defensively. Gang rebound, a lot of long shots coming off, all right? Good energy now. We're back to where we need to be. Now we got to start executing.
Get a little bit better in translate. More talk, urgency, right?
Yep, yep. Stay with it. Let's finish the quarter out smartly, all right? Together, 1, 2, 3, together. Keep going.
24 apiece.
Hey, 120.
3:47 remaining. We just took a listen into Scott Roth in that timeout, Pete. It's interested to read your awards watch column on NBL.com.au every fortnight.
I've got a double plug before halftime.
Always read your column. Scott Roth, Coach of the Year.
Well, he's not
in that conversation.
In terms of what he's built, you look at the roster at the start, it's been an exceptional in creating the culture, and then they had the hiccups to start the season and turn things around. Absolutely. But now I think we're starting to see a couple of other coaches who are above in that conversation. And we've got a long rest of the season to go. I think it was 3 weeks ago where I said if the season had stopped then, Dean Vickerman would probably get the nod at that moment. But then Scott Roth, runner-up, I thought for sure.
Yeah. Hashtag NBL22. Give us your thoughts on social media.
We'll have a couple more coming into that conversation. Scott Morrison, Chase Buford, Simon Mitchell.
Chris Levick for 3.
That will make Scott Roth very happy. Because he just mentioned, he said, the big fella's been open on a pop a couple of times. Have a look for him. Straight out of the timeout, he knocked down 3.
Zimmerman, as requested, feed the big man. He'll take care of the rest.
Nice find. Biggest target on the court. Scott Machado finds you. Puts it on the platter. Easy bucket.
That's 5 dimes for Machado in the opening half. McVeigh steps out. All of a sudden, things are starting to open up, thankfully.
You see that the Cairns Taipans on the defensive end, they haven't really sorted out the pick and pop game. Are they going to try and switch? Are they going to try and hard show and get back?
Bairstow did well not to give away a foul. McVeigh, who's just knocked down one, has knocked down another.
Energizer Bunny. Timeout.
Energizer Bunny is back.
He can score in bunches. As we're seeing, back-to-back triples. This game is slowly beginning to open up.
Here it is, straight out of timeout. This is exactly what Scott Roth mentioned. The way they're trying to play the pick and roll. He's been open, and Chrisley's going to shoot that, and the shot clock's running down, so Zimmerman's got to be better there. Jack McVeigh, see Marshall Nelson have a little bit of a stunt.
Bang.
There's Jack McVeigh and there's no one there. You've got to full rotate, trust that somebody else has your back. And this comes with the trust on the defensive end. If you're Marshall Nelson in that first situation with Jack McVeigh, you've got to go and say, okay, well, Jack McVeigh is a shooter, so I'm going to full rotate and someone's going to have my back. If they pass an extra on to Josh Majette and he gets an open 3, it's not your fault. You're doing what the team needs from you in that moment. So that's the whole point of, okay, I'm a bit worried about my guy. Do I try and help you? That comes with the really good defensive teams are all on the same page and can solve that issue.
Unfortunately for the Taipans, that's been an issue for them this season. They've allowed 83.5 points a game.
JackJumpers started out 2 of 10 in this game from 3. They've been 3 of 3 since. They shoot threes, so shooters shoot, make a miss.
I'm not sure that's the way they intended their game style to be at the start of the season. Yes, you got Clint Steinel, Josh Majette, Josh Adams had some big games, but once I started to see that everything could open up with some half-court offense and guys can step into rhythm threes, that's when they became a really good shooting team. And no one anytime soon is going to forget that performance against the Hawks in the Wynn Entertainment Centre. 22 threes, and some of them were tough, but besides that, they just executed it. That was an unbelievable effort.
Foul off the ball on Tasmania. Let's get down to John Guana, courtside.
Yeah, guys, I was listening into that Cairns Taipans timeout, and Coach Adam Ford just demanding better effort, better focus from his team, particularly on the defensive end. He thinks it's too easy for Tasmania at the moment.
Well, he's right. That's what we highlighted on the simple pick and roll, pick and pop, sorry. And getting wide open threes. And that's what Jack McVeigh does. Jack McVeigh shoots wide open threes on a pick and pop, and there's a turnover from Scott Machado.
Jet surveying the floor. Adams. McVeigh couldn't get open. Nice D from Nelson to force him to give it up. Adams takes it to the rack.
It's just great one-on-one defense by Keanu Pinder.
And that initial screen was solved by just simply switching it. That's how you can do that. If you get caught up or there's a bit of contact, just yell switch and trust that the big's going to be there. Everybody load up behind like they did. That was excellent. See here then Keanu Pinder just moving his feet.
Taipans inbound. Scored just 7 points in this third quarter. Second quarter. Not even into the third as yet.
Steps out of bounds. Scott Machado, so another turnover for the Taipans. That's 8 for the game. Those ones become frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating because a lot of them are self-inflicted.
They were so good last week against Sydney. They had 8 for the game. They really looked after the basketball. The first half tonight, they've been a little careless.
And a little bit of that is the mindset you can fall into. You're playing Sydney Kings, who are rolling. They're one of the championship contenders, and you think, look, we have to play a perfect game. We've got to knock down shots. As Matt Kenny knocks down another 3, his second for the game. And we can't turn the ball over. And you come in, you go, the JackJumpers are coming. They're not up in the ladder like the Sydney Kings. We can try and do this, we can do that. If we have a couple of turnovers, we'll be okay. But teams are still going to make you pay.
They're 4 of 4. Started off the game 2 of 10 from 3. Since then, they've hit 4 straight.
It's 9 unanswered points for the JackJumpers on their way to half-time. Chris Levick's second foul of the game.
Well, Taipans right now, have a look at it here.
Just spreading that floor with that 3-ball.
Yeah, Nata, he's on the strong side corner. It's the way you don't want to have to guard, come off and help. But Matt Kenny not being a shooter, you can live with that, but still have to close the hand. He has to knock one down. Taipans have 47 seconds here. Marshall Nelson gets blocked on a 3-ball to try and limit the halftime spray they're going to get from Adam Ford.
Man.
McVeigh, feet set. Not that time. He's delivered a few stingers at halftime. There wouldn't be much paint left on the walls, you'd think, in the home rooms at the Cairns Convention Centre. Zimmerman to the left hand, much needed bucket.
Very simple, throw it down, let him go to work. Got 11 points now. Big Zim, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists.
JackJumpers have well and truly outplayed Cairns in this quarter. 2 on the clock for Adams. It's good. Josh Adams from downtown on the halftime buzzer. The JackJumpers lead it by 11 away from home.
And that sums up the second quarter once they got going from 3. See here, Marshall Nelson thinking that a ball screen was coming with Scott Machado, so he was a second late. Game clock winding down. Josh Adams just rises up. See, there's just a second when Marshall Nelson looked at Scott Machado. He wasn't there and tried to recover. JackJumpers get out by 11 at halftime. They'll be feeling good.
They'll be feeling really good. Let's get down to Johnny G.
Yeah, I've got Jack McVeigh here with me. Jack, what changed between the first quarter and the second quarter to give you guys this 11-point lead?
Just discipline. Like, we got to come out. We pride ourselves every day in playing hard. We got to keep ourselves to that standard. Wear it over a 40-minute game.
What do you got to do in the second half to finish off a win here in Cairns?
Rebound. I mean, these guys play hard. They get after it. We got to rebound, play smart, keep getting the ball in the paint.
Well, thanks, Jack. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys.
Massive quarter for the Tasmania JackJumpers. They've set themselves up. They lead 39-28 at halftime. We're going to come back and pull it all apart after this here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's half-time on Friday night basketball. Cairns Convention Centre, the venue tonight. The Taipans wouldn't be too pleased with the way that they played in that second quarter. They scored just 9 points of their own. They let through 24 to Tasmania, and that gives the JackJumpers an 11-point lead at the half.
It is a bit of deja vu with the last time these two teams met. The Taipans were really poor in that second quarter, and scoring was tough to come by for the first 5 minutes, and then it started to open up a little bit. Big Zim went to work, but again, we're going to talk a little bit about how they can get more open shots with using the big fella down low, and the JackJumpers did what a team's going to do. If you turn the ball over and you don't take or make good shots down the other end, you got to hit shots yourself. Krislovic got it started straight out of the timeout that Scott Roth asked for, and then this went back to back. Jack McVeigh, there's one. Here's another one coming up, and he was just knocking them down. Josh Adams, that was on the halftime siren, and 7 of 16 all of a sudden from three. Adams, McVeigh, the main two. Josh Majette, he's been running around, hit a couple as well. Kuwait Noi, and then Zimmerman really a lone hand in terms of scoring. Machado's been diming with 5 assists as well. But it's going to be a tough battle. Both teams only been to the free throw line 7 times, and look at the 2 of 10 from 3 for the Taipans. You have to make a couple more threes if you're going to take 10 in a half to try and put yourself in a game to win.
Corey, unfortunately for Cairns, and Adam Ford has spoken about this, so this is no great secret, but this is symptomatic of their season. They go through patches in games where they just completely switch off and go missing.
Well, for me, it comes back to the leader, Scott Machado. The game we saw over the weekend, he was making plays happen, hitting buckets, scoring, offensively leading from the front. What is that? 1 of 6 3-points? That's not getting it done. You're at home. This is a must-win game. You're the new guy back, healthy. You need to pick your game up. That's simply what it comes down to. Zimmerman, he was cooking early. They start doubling. I'd still give him the ball. He just kicks the ball out to the open man. The open man needs to find the ball, needs to find the open man. You execute. But it comes back to Scott Machado. Step your game up. That's what you have to do.
Here is Big Zim in his opening half, Pete. He has 11 points on 5 of 6 shooting. This is a very basic question. Why has he not touched the ball more?
Well, again, a lot of it is you got to look at who's guarding him. Yes, when Krislovic's out there, you can afford to get through your set and get it to him late. So you get it side to side, set that up screen that they do, and then throw it into him where Krislovic has been bumped by a screen or is a little late trying to recover. Let him go to work. Now, a couple of times they had Jared Bairstow play about 3 or 4 minutes on Zimmerman. You got to scrap that whole offense getting side to side, walk it up, set a ball screen, roll it into him. And as we saw, when Jared Bairstow's guarding Zimmerman, they double team. He's a willing passer. If you're open, you got to knock down shots. Keanu Pinder can cut off that. Again, you got to look at that. Krislovic, okay, maybe we look through half and get through a set, throw it in with about 10 or 12 seconds to go. If it's Jared Bairstow or he's got a mismatch, just roll him down, throw it into him.
Josh Adams, the leading scorer with 10 points for the JackJumpers. Jack McVeigh had a big second quarter as well. He has 8 points to his name at the half. And as we head to the break, let's learn a little bit more, like the Taipans did, about the backstory behind their very, very cool but very meaningful jerseys that they're wearing tonight. It's been a big week for the Taipans. Let's take a closer look.
My name is Hendrik Formile. I'm from the Gimoy Wallaby Yidinji clan of Cairns. And Gimoy is the name we give this area, named after the Sleepy Blue fig tree. I come down my great-great-grandfather's line, King Yini, who was given the breastplate for King of Cairns back in 1905 by the Governor-General on the Queen's birthday. Okay, on the design here, that down here where the footsteps are, that is our footsteps. That there is the cassowary or Gindaja. Now we follow him because he shows us where to go, where we can go and where we can't go. And this is the footstep where he shows us, and we travel from north, south, east and west, and showing, like, coming here to support the Taipans as well. Now at the back and on the side here, there are the tracks of the Gindaja or the cassowary. You got the stingray with its barb, so that's a protection against any enemies that come to fight him. Platypus, the shark, and the scorpion, Jumbo. So they got that to defend themselves, and I'm sure that you guys are the same as well. So, and that's your north, south, east and west that I was talking about before. These are the tracks that goes around. These are the people going there and coming to support you. Back in the old days, we were going to support hunting, traveling countries. And when we go to different country, we follow the water, we jump into the water, get the water spirits to bless us and take anything that bad's on us so we can go in someone else's. So if I'm going to jump, same thing. I jump in the water first, go in the country. The good energy, you got the good energy on, then you follow in their country. So, and that's what these are about.
Well, Uncle Henry, appreciate you. Here's your jersey.
Thank you.
Thank you for designing it for us. It's wicked, eh? We all love it.
Oh, thank you very much.
There you go.
Yeah, there's my name on it.
Welcome back to the Cairns Convention Center. The Taipans are trailing by 11. I'm joined by head coach Adam Ford. Coach Ford, what was the message to the team at halftime?
We're going through our Jekyll and Hyde situation again. Good first quarter, real bad second quarter. So, you know, we're going to try and find these consistencies, not even just from game to game, but from quarter to quarter, possession to possession. So they're super comfortable. The last 8 possessions, they hit 6 threes. Like, what's their discomfort level at the moment? We're letting them shoot what they want. So we're going to turn it up again in the second half and try and make this a contest.
Well, thanks, Coach Ford. Good luck in the second half.
Welcome back to the Cairns Convention Centre. Adam Ford, he's spoken about it so often this season in his post-match press conferences. He's finished there from Machado.
Good take from Scott Machado again. Looked like a bit of disjoint to offense, and he had to just break down Matt Kenyon and make a tough play.
39-30. Adams with a big 3 to finish off the half. There's 10 points. Might be adding 2 more. Ding.
Oh, boy. Don't often see that. Juk ding. Strong Machado's had one down the other end.
They haven't left the aircon on or anything, have they? Or the wind's not pushing the ball 6 to 8 inches.
Oh, it might be.
Either side.
On both ends.
Jack Jumpers through Kreslevik. Buries another deep one.
He's playing some really good basketball, getting good offensive rebounds. He's right now 2 of 3 from 3. Jack Jumpers started the game, I said it earlier, 2 of 10. Since then, 6 of 7 from the 3. They have found their touch.
They have, and Kreslevik has shown that he's willing to take those threes, and he's going to make them. Big Zim, you got to carry a hand.
8 of 17 from the 3, 47%.
Jack Jumpers, they don't lose too many games when they make double-digit threes.
Yeah. They're on their way.
When they had that big winning streak just a couple of weeks ago, they had 12 threes, 14 threes, and 14 threes. And then I think they had a poor shooting right in between, and they exploded for the 22.
Jack, you mentioned earlier they were 3 of 25?
3 of 27, yeah, last Saturday.
7 last Saturday.
There's no way to dress those numbers up.
Can't, but...
Qual.
Good defense from the Jack Jumpers. The energy's there, everybody helping and moving. Josh Adams in transition, that'll help. And there's another one.
Nylon, nothing but net.
And that one's tough, that's in transition. Got a defender who's arriving on the catch. The problem is they're starting to knock him down.
And just great defense. Great one-on-one defense and another turnover. Yeah, this is how you check your heat check. I should have pulled that.
I think he should have had a green light to let that one fly.
Vate travels.
That's why Josh Adams is thinking should let it fly in the end.
But you know, it's interesting. First half of the year, the first quarter of the year, he would have let it fly.
No doubt about it.
That's a good find cross court. Beautiful catch and shoot in stride. Nothing but nylon. Be afraid of this Jack Jumper team, because when they get stops and runouts, shooting the way they shoot, this can get ugly quick.
9 of 18. Potentially another turnover here. Scott Machado diving on the ball.
Noy. In space, that doesn't go. They're 2 of 13 from outside now, the Taipans.
Ooh, behind the back, beautiful.
Adams took it at Zimmerman aggressively and had a hard landing.
Did it, hopefully it's nothing.
He's tough, he's
Might
fine.
be a little right on the elbow or the funny bone.
Beautiful behind the back move.
This just
catches him. You reach out, excuse me.
I think he just fumbled the gather. He thought about it going up on Zim. Just there. Why?
Great.
Oh, there you go. So he's knocked the left side of his elbow on the shoulder of Zim, right on the funny bone. There is nothing funny about that one.
Just for a second, Josh Adams took one look at Zimmerman and went.
It was the slightest of fumbles as well. You could see he just tried to get the gather.
Yep. He was thinking poster.
Sure was.
Already provided us with one of the highlights of the season on opening night. That alley-oop play.
It's going to take some sort of miracle for it. Not a miracle, I should say. A massive play to get into the top 5. The top 5 is already a tough contest.
It sure is, but it's not a lock. Plenty of basketball left.
We'll have a bit to work through by the time we get to the Gazies.
Oh, that's going to be tough. Who can dethrone Jalen Adams?
Nicely done by Zimmerman. Oh, here we go again.
I knew I'd get a bit of a reaction.
Here we go again.
You're crazy.
You got it tonight. You got it tonight.
Don't just roll over like that.
Weather's beautiful. No worries today. You got it.
The old Corey would have spent the next 5 minutes taking him down.
So you got Creaky up there?
You know Creaky's the first. And I got the T-shirt, by the way. The T-shirt came.
So what you're saying is I need to get a Jalen Adams T-shirt. Noted. I'll be on that.
the play breaks down.
Another turnover. Turnover 10. Taipans.
Jet on the run.
And they making them pay on the other end, and this thing is going to get ugly.
Sure are. There's a timeout from Adam Ford, and this might be one of those timeouts that
we're not allowed to go to.
I would think that might have a very quick trigger.
10 points to 4 to start this third quarter.
Just turning the corner. It's the way that they're trying to guard that ball screen. The Jet, little floater. He's got 4 points on the night. Only 1 assist. Hasn't had to do a whole lot.
Because
I think we might just stay out of this one.
Josh Adams came to hoop today.
Well, obviously, Adam Ford has found he's in a zen. We spoke about this, and he's
not in the zen over there, that's for sure.
Right now, he's just trying to...
No way he's in the zen over there watching this. No chance.
49-32.
I did expect a standing up timeout. But down 17 in the third quarter. He's putting in some of the bench guys, trying to find a spark. Who wants to play? Who wants to come out here and just be tough? 32 points midway through the third quarter.
I mean, tough at both ends.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Tasmania's shooting like they're at home.
At what point, to both of you, at what point does Adam Ford, we saw him sort of leave that timeout a little earlier and the players talk amongst themselves. At some point, does he just look at them and say, well, I don't know what more I can say. You guys saw...
He said that in the press conference after their 25-point loss to the Hawks a few weeks ago. He said, look, I've run out of bullets in the chamber in terms of him giving sprays and not responding. And a lot of it then, that's when they had players meeting to talk about taking accountability. So you look at Adam Ford, in a timeout like that, he's not the one who's throwing the turnovers. He's not the one who has the breakdowns on the defensive end. So he's trusting that his leaders put Jared Kenny, put the veteran out there, just trying to say, okay, let's get something going here. Let's be solid.
That said, we're taking nothing away from Tasmania, who have been great since quarter time. Zimmerman. It's just hard work.
It's great scrambling and one-on-one defense by Tasmania. And when Zimmerman does get it, they're doubling him hard and doing a really good job of scrambling out the double. It doesn't help with Cairns not punishing the defense by hitting these open shots.
Krislovic back out for Majet from deep. It's good.
Oh my goodness. There they go. There you go.
37-13 since quarter time. JackJumpers knocking down threes. That's everything opens up when they're knocking down some open shots, and then those tough ones, those deep ones.
This is the stat. This is the game. Again, Tasmania, 2 of 10 from the 3.
That's going to help.
They are now 10 of 20.
Yeah, they were 6 of 9 in the second quarter, Corey. And then they've followed that into this third quarter. Here's Josh Majet.
Dude, they've hit 8 of their last 10 threes.
Oh, Jack, hey, with a little behind the back sauce there. They need some sort of spark. Let's go Machado back into the game.
Zimmerman on the free throw line. Let's get courtside to John Guana.
Yeah, listening into the Tasmania bench at the timeout there, Coach Roth really happy with the way the team's playing. Obviously, he wants them to make sure they stay consistent defensively and make sure that they're prepared for anything that Cairns throws at them. He thinks they might go to zone, maybe look at some of that trap and that pressure. But I also want to note, guys, Tasmania in this third quarter has done an excellent job really clogging the paint and forcing Cairns to shoot from the perimeter. Anytime Cairns has gotten close to the basket, they put some points up. But credit Tasmania, they are fighting and they are just out energizing Cairns in this third quarter.
100%, John. They want it more.
Yeah, good take from Pinder. That's why I like the insertion of Keanu Pinder now. Don't go away from still throwing the ball to Zimmerman, but what it means is you're going to have a guy who's cutting and putting his head on the rim. There he is. Zimmerman closes out. Krislovic's hit a couple of threes, and Keanu Pinder moves his feet. Takes the charge. So here they've got to stop. Still plenty of time left in this game.
4:32.
Quick timeout from Scott Roth.
A full three-quarter time. It's 52-34. We've got a coach's challenge.
I thought that might be the case because on that baseline view, it looked like Keanu Pinder was still moving to the right. Now, on the broadcast angle, I thought it might have been all right. But that baseline view, if he keeps moving, and this is the hard thing when you get to the challenge, so you break it right down, frame by frame, and you're going to see, is he still moving to the right? Where does he get hit? Does he arrive on the catch? And
That's a block.
I think it's going to be a block.
He steps in then, doesn't he?
And you can look at his left foot. That's going to be the easiest key. See his left foot sliding in still to try and move to his body, move his hips across. I think this is going to be a successful challenge in the end. Just a second slow.
Hit us with the stats, Halls.
I haven't got those in front of me now.
You've taken a...
Scott Roth at one point, I think it was 2 weeks ago, was down the bottom in terms of the success rate, the hit rate.
You've taken a fascination like no other.
Well, it's because it can be used at such a crucial point in games. And again, there's going to be mistakes, things that referees can't see. We saw it last night with the Dean Vickerman challenge. He wasted it on the Chris Goulding one in the first quarter. Chris Goulding then, Vic Law slips, I think it was in the third quarter, and that wasn't a foul, and that would have been a perfect one to use it. But what you have to remember is, a lot of the time, I think it was the foul that they used for Chris Goulding jumping for the rebound with Bryce Cotton. Those are the ones that if they're not called in play, you're okay with it. If it's two people going for it, you're okay.
Successful.
There we go.
The call is overturned. It's a blocking
so Scott Roth wins that one, as we thought. Let's break it down. So certain things where you'd be okay with.
Their challenge and their timeout. Successful, 2 shots.
Scott Roth giving himself a pat on the back. But certain things you'd be like, okay,
post-game cigar.
If that's not called a foul in real time, we're okay with that. We'll play through it. But if you're trying to challenge that because of that, when you break it down frame by frame, if there's contact, you're going to lose it based on the technicality of it. So that's why you've got to be extra careful about it. But in this one, that's why it's there to be used. Kana Pinder sliding his feet, still moving. Get 2 shots out of it.
That's Pinder's third foul as well.
Speaking of Dean Vic. Vic Law had 20 points and 18 rebounds. Now, I put something out on social media. Now, the majority of people said Vic Law wasn't going to make first team All-NBA. After that game yesterday, 20 and 18 on the road, after he stunk it up a week ago or 2 weeks ago against him, I believe that cemented him first team All-NBA.
So who's he partnering with on the inside?
So
there's 4 fouls for Keanu Pinder. Hasn't been a tough night for him.
Listen,
there's only one other spot on the inside.
Listen, it's between Creek and Cook. Somebody ain't gonna make it.
Well, where's JLA? He's out.
He's in.
Well, you can only have 2 of them.
I mean, look, whoever
I told you this on overtime.
The team is in the headquarters. We got to switch it up now.
We say that all the time.
It needs to switch up now.
I don't think they're going to switch it mid-season. Good take there from Krislovic.
He's having a night, Fabian Krislovic.
Well, he is.
Loving to play against his former team that didn't re-sign him.
Plus 16. His minutes on the floor as well.
All the starters. Vay, Majet, Matt Kenyon.
This is a 20-point lead. Pinder goes to work. His first points of the night.
You're just going to slowly chip away, try and get as many stops as you can, lock in on the defensive end, and then get some good looks on the offensive end.
Krislovic is flat out getting it done today. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Like you said, plus 14. You know what he had last game? 2 rebounds. He came to play today. Some people just love playing against their former teams.
What I love about that is you saw when he caught the ball, didn't wait for Pinder to match up and then try and back him down, just put the ball straight on the floor. Pinder has 4 fouls. He knows that he's out of position. Could potentially pick up a 5th.
Jet. Tasmania have been excellent since quarter time, but Jet, not that time. Pinder comes flying in.
That's sportsmanlike foul here. Just want to see. This is on Sam McDaniel. He's running the floor. There you go, hop on the jersey. That's going to be straight away. And I think Sam McDaniel knew it as well. It's hard when you're running back. You just trying to find the contact and grab the jersey. It's right there. No argument about that.
It's very challenging. You're right.
And Sam McDaniel probably turning around saying, look, I was looking at the ball. I couldn't see anybody, but still grab a handful of the jersey. It's straight away an unsportsmanlike foul. And little opening here for the Taipans.
What's a manageable three-quarter time deficit, Pete? What would they, if you gave Adam Ford any number that's realistic, what would they love it to be?
Well, the way they've been playing single figures, the way they've been playing, they haven't been scoring the ball, but that's going to be probably tough to ask. So anywhere around 14, you'd give yourself maybe a chance in the fourth quarter. But it's going to just be possession by possession. Look, Deng just high-fiving nobody.
No.
I'd love Nate Jarwai to throw out there with no will. Now you got Krislovic and you got Bairstow coming in. Just sit the big fella down low. Let him go to work.
Tomorrow, Saturday doubleheader. New Zealand take on Adelaide first in Tasmania, and then Brisbane take on the Perth Wildcats, who were coming off a big win last night, the Wildcats over Melbourne. Just 2 more games on the road before they return home to the Red Army. And that will be Kiana Pinder's night done. His 5th foul. He looks a little sore. Unfortunately for him, he'll have the rest of the game to think about it.
It's taking a while to catch his breath, and it's going to be a bonus too as well on the other end. So just cops the hip right in the waist, and it's tough. You got 4 fouls. That's your role, isn't it, to go after offensive rebounds?
You can never question his effort.
So you can't.
Yeah.
And Adam Ford can't be too frustrated with it. I guess the only thing is just be a little smarter when you've got 4 fouls. But when you're down this much, and the way you've been playing, you're just looking for that energy. You're looking for that intent to make something happen.
Should he have come out?
I think the way they've gotten a little bit of a run, you'd say yes, but if they're down 25 in the last quarter, then what's the point in wasting it?
And he's the one that
can spark
really
something.
The energy.
Exactly right. So I think that's what Adam Ford was going with. Look, I need a bit of energy right now. I need someone crashing the offensive glass. He wasn't afraid on the defensive end with 4 fouls. He looked like he got away with something on Krislovic. So you're kind of a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Only one.
We're all geniuses with hindsight as well, aren't we? Loose ball falls to Tasmania. The Jets floater misses. Bairstow, good energy on the offensive glass.
Just want it more. Tasmania just want the ball more.
Steindl driving, banks it home.
Great effort on the old boards.
57-38. For full context, Cairns had 19 at quarter time. It's been a struggle since then. Nice knockdown from Deng.
You're Cairns, you just have to get stops 1 possession at a time. This game is far from over. A couple of threes, you back in single digits.
This ball movement here from Tasmania. McDaniel.
And there it is. Look at the defense. Again, everybody moving, everybody on the same page, just trying to make someone do something else that they're not comfortable doing. Cause a turnover. See here, Zinman helping out, then he rotates, uses his body. Majuk Deng's there. Machado helps. They run McDaniel off the 3. He throws it away. And they get a good look here. Got to capitalise.
Less than 2 minutes before three-quarter time.
Oh, quite corner.
Zimmerman kept off the glass by Bairstow.
No, it is quite corner bit. That's still not the look you want. A contested 3 without the ball really moving through hands.
McIntosh pushing off. The official was right there.
Going back to his bully ball.
And he had him beat.
He did.
Going left. He didn't even have to do that.
Correct. He's had so much success over the last few weeks of using his strength to get downhill. But you're right, you put the ball on the floor and you got that advantage. Just trying to go up strong. So another opportunity for the Taipans.
Deng gave up his 3 to get in deeper. Zimmerman drops it at the crucial moment.
Good hustle from both teams there.
Taipans come up with it. Deng tried to help that in. Would have taken it off the cylinder. Tasmania soak up their full 24. Weeks got open. It's the front of the eye.
Cairns are getting stops. They're just not able to convert on the other end of points.
They haven't had a really good offensive look when they've had that stop. This is going to be a foul on McIntosh. So Machado they go to the free throw line here and the advantage got around and just moving into him ever so slightly. It's tough, but it's like the right call. There wasn't a whole lot in it, but Machado going to shoot, scoop it up. Just using your body to move forward a little bit. Call for the foul.
His 10th game of the season, Scott Machado. Heel injury suffered when the two teams played in round 2.
I said 14 was around that magic number.
Box out.
So they're going to have a chance. They get one stop here and then can finish with a bucket.
You'll take that if you can.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's in Starkey. 41 seconds left. Just put all the focus on the defensive end. Lock in, get one stop, and then finish with a good look.
Weeks having a little trouble inbounding. JackJumpers looking for their 9th win of the season. A win tonight will take them to 500. 9 wins and 9 losses. McIntosh tries to muscle his way in. It didn't hit the rim.
It's called carry anyway. Bairstow's going to have to launch it. They got their stop. Good contest on the McIntosh shot.
They got lucky to get that stop because Bairstow got that offensive rebound.
You're right.
You got to do a better job boxing out if you can.
Here we go. 17.5 seconds. What can they create and go into 3/4 time? Feeling pretty good.
This lead was beyond 20. Midway through this quarter, they've clawed their way back a little. Deng couldn't bank it home. It's going to be almighty comeback if the Taipans are going to get it done. They haven't won this season when they've trailed at 3/4 time. It's tonight. They buck the trend. It's 57-43 at the Convention Centre. It's 3/4 time at the Cairns Convention Centre over both rounds 14 and 15. The Hungry Jacks NBL will be celebrating Indigenous round, the cultures of both Indigenous and Māori of Australia and New Zealand. This happened just a few moments ago inside the Cairns Convention Centre. Pauls, you've played in this league during Indigenous round. It's just such a wonderful initiative, but it's so great to see the way that the teams and the players embrace it.
Oh, no doubt about it. Again, we saw the little package at halftime about Cairns finding out the story. Clint Steiner knocks down an easy two to get going in the fourth quarter. Every part of the round has their own story for each team, and that's what makes it even better. All the jerseys are always fantastic. I also found out on the broadcast last week that both Perth and New Zealand used a bit of an Indigenous touch on their everyday jersey, which is great. I think every team's going to slowly start to adopt that. But it's just excellent. Favourite round of the year, and Silverman answers back and had a few words to Scott Roth. By the looks of it.
A little drive-by on the way past.
Be interesting to see if they go back to doubling him. That's when they had their way defensively against the Taipans, because if not, that's exactly what's going to continue to happen.
Daniel couldn't tip it in. Does reel in the offensive rebound, though, for Tasmania.
Great effort by Tasmania. They've been doing it all game. Taipans have to be better boxing out because they continue to make you pay on second and third chance opportunities.
Bottom line for the Taipans who are trying to get back into it, that cannot happen. You can't have a wing of Sam McDaniel come in, there's four guys around, and just pull down an offensive rebound and then hit the mid-range jumper. Because again, you run him off the three-point line, likes to shoot the mid-range. That's what Sam McDaniel does. So plays defense on one end, will shot fake, get to a mid-range pull-up, knocks it down.
Where's the accountability, Pete? I guess this is those things that there can be criticisms on the coach and whatnot, but at some point, personal pride has to kick in, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and we saw that. I mean, again, I keep going back to that game against Sydney Kings, but it was spirited. They were playing the right way, and we've seen a couple since that loss to the Hawks where they have shown that. Qual corner, that's what he does.
Qual corner.
So they're not out of this game, but it's all about you've got to put stops together. You've got to show that you can get consecutive stops. Every team tries to get 3 stops in a row. They've got different names for it. That's what they're trying to get as many of those in a quarter as possible. So there's one. Now you've got to also knock down some shots on the other end.
Kenny left open. Got it!
Quick timeout from Scott Roth, and even still, you're the Taipans. You go into this timeout still counting. We've got 1 stop. We come back out of this, we need 2 more in a row, then we tick that off and we go from there.
Back-to-back threes. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point game. (61-51). A bit of energy to start this fourth quarter.
And this is how they have to come out. They haven't had that energy all game. Maybe the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Since then, it's been all Tasmania. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. If they can put together a tough 8 minutes, they can win this game.
Adam Ford, as his men walk towards the bench, just had a smile. It's been a rough night, Pete. Maybe he can sense that something's in the offing here.
I said at 3/4 time, 14 was the number, just to give you a bit of a sniff. But it's going to come on the defensive end. Because you need to get some stops. Also knock down some shots down the other end and stop turning the ball over.
(61-51) at the Cairns Convention Centre. The Taipans have scored off their last 2 trips down the floor.
Well, more importantly, they got to stop in between it. Well, hit the 3 in the corner. Jared Kenny stepping straight into that. Knocks that one in. Quick timeout from Scott Roth. But again, as we mentioned, they had 1 stop in a row. And they followed up here, get another one, just step by step. Getting some stops, and then getting some good looks down the other end.
Search for that 3rd stop that Pete was talking about. Majet had space to step back. An offensive rebound, though, is costly, and free throws for Bairstow.
I know. Josh Majet normally knocks that down, but he misses. So you catch a break by with the breakdown on the the defensive end. There's a bit of miscommunication between Kenny and Zimmerman. He misses. Jared Kenny's got to get inside of Bairstow. You've got to go there, box him out, and you can still get another chance of getting that second stop. Instead, you foul him, he goes to the free throw line where he's 0 of 2 tonight. So you still could potentially have an opportunity. You also mentioned, sorry, you mentioned the Indigenous round. How good do the flags look on the floor? I don't know whether we're keeping them around for the rest of the season. I'd love to see it for the rest of the season.
We should keep it for the rest of the year and years to come.
I think it's fantastic. Yep. I love seeing both flags out there. It's a nice element to our game. I'm not sure. We're pull enough to we can make that happen. Surely.
Corey does.
Corey,
yeah, Corey has personal coffees with LK.
Yeah, I'll give Larry a call.
There we go. Well, that'll be sorted. Thank you very much. I'd also like a pay rise.
Actually, he's probably watching the game right now. The man doesn't miss anything.
I feel like Corey's got a bit more pull at head office than we do, Pete.
I actually don't. They don't listen to me at all.
Had a chance. Zimmerman couldn't get that one to go. But again, still only down 12. Gonna lock in. One stop at a time. One possession at a time.
Krislovic has had a hot hand tonight.
The hot hand continues.
Season high from Fabian Krislovic.
The man had 2 rebounds last game. That's it. Came out and is handling business right here, right now. Against his former club. Some players just love to play against their former club and stick it to them.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. And Zimmerman answering back. But again, he already knocked down 2 of 3 from 3 before that. So if you get to the late shot clock, that's just got to be a straight switch. You've got to know that, okay, he's going to pop and he's going to let it fly.
JackJumpers by 13. Adams loves it in the mid-range.
Not sure what the defense is on that ball screen there. Again, Zimmerman's playing in the drops that we've highlighted so much this season. Here's the Krislovic one. The shot clock's running down at 10 seconds. So at what point there, you got to make a decision if you're Zimmerman and Kenny. Kenny might just have to say, look, I'm going to switch that. Run
Break
out.
It off and switch.
Exactly.
It's a pick and pop.
Right here, you're asking a whole lot of Majuk Deng to try and get back in front. Josh Adams wants to get to anywhere around there and rise up. And a quick timeout. Out to 15 once again.
68-53. 6 minutes remaining. A big shout out to Latrobe, who have put on the sharp shot. Entries are closing. You need to be very, very quick. In fact, so quick that they close on Sunday for your chance to win $100,000 from full court and $50,000 from halfway. The details are on your screen right now. The way Fabian Krislovic is shooting the ball, he might be a chance for the Latrobe Financial sharp shot. He's 5 of 7 tonight, Pete.
Well, he has been great. Again, just firstly, it was all this, getting on the offensive glass. He got 3 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. That made his confidence feel pretty good. And after that, he had one timeout where Scott Roth told Josh Adams, look, he's going to pick and pop. Krislovic, have a look for him. This one right here, straight out of the timeout. Krislovic knocked it down. Everything else started to open up. This one again. Okay, Zimmerman's going to stand back. I'll knock down another one. And the one we just saw before, 3 of 4 from outside. The SodaStream shot chart had himself a nice little return to far north Queensland.
In the absence of Will Magnate, they need help in that spot.
And he stepped up. So has this man at the free throw line as well. He had 6 points last game. Stunk it up. He's come out and made things right. 18 points in 21 minutes of action.
Machado, the spin. Couldn't get it to go.
It's been a tough night for Scott Machado. 2 of 10. He's got 5 assists, but he also has 4 turnovers. We've also highlighted all season about the defensive effort from the JackJumpers as a collective unit.
The JackJumpers have won 6 of their last 9.
And that's going to be a foul on Paul Qual. We've seen this a lot in the past 2 weeks. If you're trying to face guard on a box out, 90% of the time it's going to end up with a foul call. Because any good offensive rebounding big just knows, okay, you're going to also watch Paul Qual here. Because if it gets around the front, Criswick's just got to look like he's making an attempt to go for the... If the ball could be nowhere near him, if he makes that intent, Bullcole's going to have both hands up, be a physical, it's going to be a foul. Happens so often. So you got to catch him with the back, try and drive him out of there.
Nice hands by Qual to knock it out of bounds.
Scott Machado's night's probably done. Marshall Nelson into the game.
McVeigh off the inbound, feeling really good about himself tonight.
I think we were going to be close to a one-legged running three from Jack McVeigh. We haven't seen one this season, I don't think. I think we're coming at some point. But that probably sums up Jack McVeigh. Missed a wide open one before and then hits that step back. Paul Qual answers.
Tough hit.
Fourth in the competition. The three's made this season, Paul Qual.
16-point game. Can he do in the next minute? Say 130. They can make it interesting.
Not a whole lot with the subs about to come in.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Jack Jumpers have this game.
We've got Inga and Robbie Heath checking into the game.
On their terms.
Well, it's going to go back to the second quarter. You heard Adam Ford talking to John Quado at half-time, saying this Jekyll and Hyde, when they're good, they're up and about. And this is what the fans love about the Taipans. When they're playing hard-nosed on the defensive end, they're getting out and running, making these fun plays. It's not the Cairns of old. We talk about that the team 3 years ago with Cam Oliver, DJ Newbill, Scott Machado. It was a very unique situation with the way they all play with each other. This has to be different. It's not going to be alley-oop dunks. It's not going to be massive plays all the time. It's just going to be from getting turnovers, getting out, getting those easy shots in transition. And it's going to start on the defensive end.
Keeping in mind that they have had their issues with injury, but every team over the course of a season does. And keeping in mind that Tajir McCall, Nate Jawai and Mirko Jeric not playing
Huge
tonight.
outs.
Huge outs.
Should they be better than 4 and 10 across the season?
Well, no doubt about it. Again, no Nate. It's only going to play
tough for them.
Oh, it's been huge.
There's been key outs
every time
throughout the whole year for them. So they've never gotten a chance to be fully strengthened and on the team and on the court at the same time.
The first game back from the COVID hiatus when they went down to Toronto to play the Phoenix, I was talking to Adam Ford, and he said the most frustrating part about it was when everybody else in the league had to deal with the COVID breaks and the cancellations, they were fully healthy.
Yeah.
So then when the roster and the schedule got redone, then the whole team got wiped out, so they got set back, and it was such a long break. You deal that with Scott Machado, with his injury, now to Jim McCall. Jerich not being there as that shooting wing. Kawhi Noi's been out. Nate Jawa, we know, is still out.
They've still got a long time to go in the season. This is basically the halfway mark for Cairns tonight. They've still got 7 at home and 7 away because they miss so much basketball.
Well, what I love about Taipei, you can see the culture that Adam Ford is trying to create, and I think he's a perfect man for the job in terms of it's a small market team, but they know the way they play basketball, how they get the community on board, how they get the fans to really make that a fortress is going to come from that energy side of things, that culture that he's trying to instill. And a lot of the time it's Josh Adams puts the moves.
Beautiful take one-on-one and finish with the left. Sorry, he sliced him with the cross between the legs.
Oh no, we've gone to the bench.
Tough finish.
Taipans going to the bench. Did you just make the same move on me?
Yeah.
Did you? I just got dunked on.
You did? Again?
This is a nice
again? No, stop. No, not again. I get out of the way.
Steindl from the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Icing on top of the cake now.
Good night, Irene.
Good night. Was that 4 minutes ago?
Josh Adams, 7 of 14, 20 points.
Started a little slow, Josh Adams.
He did.
Look at this ball on a string.
Walked him down. Cross 3 legs.
Oh.
Beautiful left-hand finish. Did he just clap boards on him?
He makes it look easy, but the between the legs going at that full stride. Left hand across the court pass. Ball moving. Yeah. Pick your poison. But that between the legs going at full speed downhill is so tough. To be able to change direction and get past. Jack's just watching you and I emulate it in the studio thinking, how would I go with that?
Oh, you'd break my ankles, the two of you. That wouldn't be hard. JackJumpers today announcing that they parted ways with next up Nikita Mikhailovsky. Didn't see a lot of him this season. I think he played the 2 games. What do we think?
I mean, it's something that I thought was inevitable in terms of, look, didn't get the opportunity here. I think best for both parties. There's no point if you're just going to sit on the bench if you want to go back and play wherever. And what it is, we talk about the next stars, and again, a lot of it's situational. And Scott Roth's trying to build this culture for the JackJumpers. If you don't want to buy into that, I'm not saying I have heard that he didn't want to buy into it, but if he's not playing, Scott Roth's seen him every day. So Scott Roth has the understanding of what he wants to, who he wants to put out on the floor, and we've already seen it in different next stars. Smarsh Nelson with the take there. Tom Digba, prime example for the Brisbane Bullets, now showing what he can do. His situation's tough because he signs with a team that's loaded with veteran guards in the same spot. Jason P, Anthony Drimick, Tanner Krebs is playing good basketball. Isaiah Moss is the import with Sol Patterson. So they've got so many veteran guys who've been in the league. So for Tom Digba to try and break into that was always going to be hard. Now with Sobey being out, he's getting a chance to shine. Hook Porty's doing really well. Good take there, Robbie Heath. And I actually think, I watched some of his stuff when he did sign. He's put up some really big numbers overseas. He's got a big future ahead of him.
No doubt.
So I think in the end, it's probably just the best decision for both parties to get him to find out what his next move is, and look forward to really following his career, because you do watch some of his highlights and go back and see some of the games he played in that top league. He's flat out go.
He's still only 21 as well, so
plenty of basketball.
A bit to take away from this experience for him. Yeah. Let's get courtside, I should say, to John Guana.
Yeah, you guys were talking just before about Coach Roth and the culture that he's trying to build. It's very similar to what Coach Adam Ford's trying to do. Defense first, energy, physicality, rebounding, all those little things. So I wanted to put the question to you guys. What do you see the difference between this Tasmania group and the Cairns group is? Because they're both trying to achieve similar things.
Well, you're right. It is very similar. And I'll tell you what, as Jordan Artai knocks down a 3, the simple answer is having the cattle.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Magnay's been that main out, but everyone else has been there. Your main 2 guys, Majet and Adams, have been there the entire time. They've worked through all the adversity. Everybody else has just hung around for the ride. Cairns Taipans have just missed some key guys at crucial times. This is going to make this interesting. It's way off. But that's the easy answer right there, is having enough fit players. We remember, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we looked at the Cairns Taipans bench when they went on the road trips, and there was 3 guys in a uniform. It was hard to try and play at your style, and we spoke a little bit about the Illawarra Hawks game where they lost by 25. It just got blown out in the second half. When you're trying to play this style, as we mentioned the stat with the JackJumpers on their bench unit, when you're trying to play up and in, full court, press, you want to try and be with the energy on the defensive end, you get tired quickly. It's hard. So, okay, we don't have enough subs to be able to get through to keep up at that full strength throughout the entire game. How do we give 100% on the defensive end when guys are tired? Scott Roth throws everybody around there. Look at the minutes tonight. Josh Adams just 25 minutes. He's got the 20 points. Majet 25. No one has played 30 minutes because he trusts the bench, and that's the way that he wants to play.
Taipans will play Sunday at home against the Sydney Kings. Up next for Tasmania, they'll play on Sunday against Illawarra, the 1 o'clock local time game, which becomes an important game for the Hawks now, Corey.
Sure does, because they're facing a team that beat them on their home court, who's coming back home in form. This is a big win for Tasmania. They shot the ball well after shooting it poorly early in this one. 4 plays in double figures. They've done all the right things. Great win on the road.
I'll tell you what, everybody else has probably ruled off the JackJumpers.
Who's ruled off the JackJumpers? That's my team.
In terms of making the finals, everyone's talking about the top 4. With no Will Magnay, it's going to be very hard.
For sure.
Guarantee you they haven't. They are going to play every single game saying, we just tick off wins here or there. We're going to sneak into this conversation.
Robbie Heath finishes from underneath. He scored his first points in the NBL tonight.
Good job by the young fella. Getting opportunity, making the most of it. Out there, ever so confident. Great skip pass.
3rd career game.
Okay. Up and under. That's what you want to see. Out here with limited minutes, but making the best of it.
He's got some nice bounce in those legs, Corey.
Sure does. Looked like he wanted to go upstairs.
Last minute in this one. JackJumpers.
Oh, yeah, just great basketball they're playing. You can just see how confident they are and how comfortable they are playing with each other, playing for each other. Scott Roth has this team going.
Adam Ford probably thinking now, why don't I give the bench just a little bit more of an opportunity? Because they're playing with energy. The opportunity's there.
I mean, there's more games.
Oh, plenty. It's halfway point.
There's more games to play. You're not showing up. I play the young fellas. Two back. Oh, man. Not want to be in that locker room when this one is over.
They've let 85 through tonight on their home floor. That will be disappointing for the Taipans. For the JackJumpers, this will be their 4th win on the road this season. It'll take them to 4-5 when they jump on a plane. And it takes them to 9-9 on the season. They're just hanging around the finals conversation, Tasmania. They win it 85-69 over the Taipans.
Wasn't pretty at times, but they blew the game open with knocking down 13 threes in the end. Some open ones got going. They locked up a little in the defensive end, and things started to roll. And you mentioned 9-9. So often we thought in the past 14 wins get you into the finals. This year's going to be a little different, I think. But again, just they can only control what they can control. Play who's in front of you, tick off each win as they come. Make some good things happen. And the Cairns Taipans, the silver lining is you play on Sunday, so you don't have to get thrashed at practice. You get a chance to try and right the ship. The issue with that is you're going to play the Sydney Kings, and they want to come out and they need percentage in terms of the top 4 race. So this is a big couple of days for the Cairns Taipans.
The JackJumpers will be pretty happy with this one as we get courtside to John Guana.
Guys, I've got Josh Adams here with me. Josh, a massive win for you guys today. How you feeling after that big dub?
We feel great. This is an incredibly hard place to play. Tough travel for us, tough weather, and a very scrappy team. So we're very happy to come away with a win and execute the way we wanted to play.
It was tight in the first quarter, but then you guys really opened it up in the second quarter. What was the difference between the two?
Discipline and a lot of effort defensively. Matt Kenyon was massive tonight, picking up 94 feet the entire game and disrupting Machado, who was a big problem. And we all had his back. He did an amazing job, and they were the first team to break, and we didn't.
And now that you got a couple wins under the belt, what's the goals for the team for the rest of the way out?
We have a game against Illawarra on Sunday. You know, we fly back, and then the next day we play. Our next goal is to get Illawarra at home. We need every game at home.
Well, congratulations on the win, and thanks for the chat.
Thank you. Thanks, Ron.
Josh Adams singing the praises of Matt Kenyon. He's got the best plus-minus in the game tonight. Plus 26, 8 points, 5 rebounds. The work on the defensive end of the floor was huge.
Well, it was. Again, you got to try and shut down their main guy, which was Scott Machado. Did a really good job. Just 2 of 10. Had 4 turnovers as well. And when he subbed out, Sam McDaniel came in. They do it by committee. That's the way that Scott Roth wants to play. That's the way they played after the first quarter. So whatever Scott Roth said at quarter time, everyone bought into. Steindl having a chat there, the captain saying, look, 1 game at a time. That's all we got to worry about. Everything else will take care of itself.
It's the biggest win ever outside of Tasmania for the JackJumpers. The competition's new team continue to go from strength to strength. We're going to come back and wrap it up on the other side of this. was a big night for the JackJumpers on the road tonight. They win 85-69. Cairns led by 4 at quarter time, but from that moment on, Tasmania took control of this game.
Yeah, they did. They started with knocking down shots, and then they got some good stops, consecutive stops, and in the end, made it really tough for the Taipans, who, to their credit, had a couple of opportunities to get it back within single figures in the fourth quarter. Wasn't meant to be because the JackJumpers, Krislovic was awesome, Josh Adams, everybody chipped in. Josh Majek got into double figures eventually. Zimmerman was outstanding early. Finished with 19 points, 7 rebounds. Scott Machado, we highlighted his struggles tonight, but not enough consistency from the Taipans, and that's what Adam Ford would be thinking right now. And you're going to have a tough weekend ahead going to play the Sydney Kings, because I tell you what, if you turn the ball over, you miss shots, you don't play solid defence, Sydney Kings are going to run up a big total. So in one way, it's good because you get another opportunity to play and show that you're a lot better than what you performed tonight. They're going to have to be. Majuk Deng, just the 9 points. He was awfully quiet. Only took 4 shots, Majuk Deng, for someone who's the leading scorer on their team. Probably not enough, but Zimmerman tried to do a bit of everything. 7 of 23 from 3 for the Taipans. Look at the JackJumpers, 13 of 30, as Corey mentioned. Well, ice cold to start the game, and when they started hitting shots, everything else opened up.
The last team from Tasmania to win in far north Queensland was the Hobart Devils. Go back to 1993 when they won in Townsville, and this is now only the second time that a first-year franchise has won in Cairns as well. There's Josh Adams. Corey had a big night. We mentioned that he was a little slow to get going, much like the JackJumpers were as a whole, but finished up with 20 points.
He sure did. He came off of a game, a 6-point game against New Zealand. They won, but he knew coming in he needed to be big, and he was exactly that. 20 points in this one, scored in so many different ways. He's such a tough guard, coming off the dribble, catch and shoot. He could hit the mid-range. He's getting, down rim. They put pressure. They catch and shoot, caught him in stride, mixed it, chopped through the legs. Beautiful left-hand finish. He gave them work at both ends, and you can see with the stats, 7 of 15, 3 of 7 from the land of plenty, 5 rebounds. Real good game.
5 players in double figures, Pete. It says a lot about the way, and I know you've highlighted it, the way that Tasmania are moving this ball at the moment.
Yeah, exactly right. 5 players in double figures versus 1 for the Cairns Taipans. It was just Zimmerman, and it's by committee, and that's why you can never write off the JackJumpers, because they're going to play as one. They're going to move the ball. They're going to share the ball. They trust each other on both ends, and when they're knocking down shots, it opens everything up, because the defence has to then look at everybody. Okay, Sam McDaniels hit shots. Matt Kenyon stepped up, hit some shots. Makes them a really tough beat.
Here's the ladder as it looks at the moment, with thanks to our great friends at Amy. You can see the JackJumpers. This is why we say they're just hanging around. They're only 2 wins off that bracket. I mean, two further wins, they could be anywhere as high as 2nd or 3rd.
This ladder is very, it's tight. From 1 to 5, it is tight. I'm gonna say 2 to 5. 2 to 5 is tight. I don't know who's making the top. Well, technically, I do know who's making top 4. I don't want to spoil it for you viewers, or you to my left and my right. I know who's making it.
Oh, you've seen it already?
I already know. It's already written. I know what's happening.
Have you? Tell me. I want to know.
How do you know this?
I'm the Oracle. I know who's gonna make it.
Oh my goodness.
And it's gonna. Look, wait till you see Sunday's matchup. I know we got tomorrow, Perth, Brisbane. That's a big game. Vic Law going back, coming off at 20 and 18, right? Cotton is always in form, usually kills the Bullets. It's going to be a great game tomorrow. But Sunday, Melbourne United versus Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, that's going to be crazy.
And the Sydney Kings, you saw on the ladder, their percentage, they're a little bit behind the other teams in the top 4. So for your Cairns Taipans, you need to make sure you come out ready to go. They're going to have to run up a big score, because the Kings, they want to close that percentage gap.
It's the Bullets and the Wildcats tomorrow, and New Zealand will take on Adelaide as well in our Saturday doubleheader. But that'll see us out from the Cairns Convention Centre. On behalf of John Guana, Pete Hooley, the Oracle, and all of our team behind the scenes, thanks for being with us tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow for more action in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise. I'm top tier, I'm that guy. I'm the man of the year. I'm a man with no fear. I think like I'm a shark. The way I move so sharp. I go hard for the team. That's how I play my part.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.
I do know there is. Well, I'm booked for more, I assume.
There's a game next weekend, isn't there? We've got Sundays. Isn't there a game? I'm not here next week.
Yeah.
There's a game next week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's, so, around what we're at now. No interest in it, but
Oh, that's very informational. Not good information, but it's very
What's the breaking up?
yeah, as he does so well. Oh, you liked it?
Yeah, I watched it live. It was
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't have as many like people watching live, but had heaps of views on it, like yeah, I saw that.
I got a tail of live.
Yeah, I think we're about probably up to maybe 6,500, which isn't too bad for 24 hours.
Your Andy Reid there, right? That was pretty simple. Explains why they
It's just funny, right? It looks like this, and it's just like, how do people know what it was really like? It wasn't as picturesque as it would appear, but
magic of television.
there were some shots of it that looked stunning. Like, obviously it's color graded and stuff. It was beautiful. I was like, this is not what it looks like.
Yeah, it's always the way.
Yeah, no, of course. Maybe you knew where to go. We're just a little bit more forward this time. Yeah.
We're ready?
Yes, thank you. Any volunteers to start us off?
Yeah, I'm happy to start. Scott, a lot to like about that performance. I think you would have been pretty happy, especially after quarter time.
Yeah, I think it was, kind of a little bit of a statement win for us, really. Go ahead. Can I answer? Sorry. I think it was kind of a, a little bit of a statement win. Anytime you win on the road in this league, it's extremely hard, and this building's hard to play in just in general. And it was a great team win, a great team effort across the board. Everyone contributed. This is a team, and this is a culture that we're establishing when you come to Tasmania to play and put on a Jack Jumper uniform, what it means and what it represents. And guys like this have bought into it, and they love playing for each other. So it was a very good win for us.
Trademark defensive performance as well. You would have been really happy with everything you did defensively pretty much after quarter time. And also, when your 3-point balls are falling like they did after quarter time, you're a tough team to stop.
Yeah, I thought, we kind of settled the ship there in the first 2 or 3 minutes. We were a little loose, and then the last 2 or 3 minutes a little loose. But in the middle of all that, I thought that these guys were very disciplined, very solid, stuck to our game plan. When the ball finds life for us, this is a fun team to watch, and we happened to make some shots tonight, which was great. But when the ball's popping and moving from side to side, it just, everyone's engaged and everyone's ready to go, and they're fun to watch when they're moving the ball like they did tonight.
And Fab, it looked like you enjoyed that return to Cairns tonight.
Yeah, it was good, and I know I played a couple games in here, so it was get used to the rims. But no, it was fun. Just putting together a good performance. We've had some struggle, just grinding teams down. That's kind of our MO, and when you do that, it's really, really fun to be a part of it, and just really special top to bottom. I think everyone contributed, and it's an awesome team. And no matter where we're doing it, it's always good fun.
I saw that here, Coach. Just want to let you know I'm not asleep and I watched the games tonight.
You sound asleep, but good evening.
Well done, Great win, mate.
Thanks.
Just a comment on the bloke next to you, he was outstanding on
Yeah.
the field tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was just, on his game and did a really nice job defensively down there and, made his open shots. I thought JB was fantastic in the minutes he got, just offensive rebounding, just putting pressure on guys. And just everyone came in and contributed in the right way and bought into, again, the culture that we're building. And it's a we kind of team, and it is a team. And to be 9-9 at this point in the season is a great tribute to these guys. I'm extremely proud of them.
Can I ask you a quick one on Nikita?
Yep.
That must have been a tough conversation to have, I suppose.
Yeah, it's been going on for a few weeks of just trying to see what was going to be best for him, and obviously it just didn't work out here. I take responsibility for that. When you bring in 15 new players and different backgrounds, and he had it the roughest out of all of them with the language barrier and coming in from Russia, and it just didn't work out. And the 4 guys that were ahead of him were playing very well, and the big thing with him was to try to get him some minutes, and hopefully when he gets back to Europe or back home, he'll find that situation. And he's a heck of a kid, and our team, texted him today and shouted back out to him about, just we appreciate his time here, and it didn't work, and I take responsibility for that. But the exciting thing is, a Matt Kenyon surfaces, and a Jock Perry gets to play, and Cy Deans gets to go to college, and Sean McDonald gets to play for the Australian Boomers. And so there's a lot of good stories in there, and we just got to move on, turn the page, and we wish Nikita the best in his journey.
Probably jumping the gun a bit, but does it make you think about how you go about getting the next season, I suppose, and what you might need?
Well, I think it's a little down the road, and again, you have this grand picture in your mind about bringing in 15 guys and how everything's going to fit, and it doesn't always quite work out the way it does. Again, he's one of those 15 guys that were high character guys, and that was the number one priority. And now that I have a roster and kind of see where things are, we'll take a deep breath when this is all over with and readjust and see where we're at and what our next moves are. So it's a long way away. We got a lot of work to do, and we have a big game on Sunday.
Yeah, well done, guys. I'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, Brent.
Hi, Coach. Fraser here from AAP. Just want to follow up what you said at the beginning. You said it's a bit of a statement win. Could you elaborate on that, please?
I mean, for us, I think a new team, when you go on the road, it's difficult to win, and every time you can win on the road, I think there's a statement being made by this group. And again, I haven't been in this league very long, but when I was with Perth, this place was just not fun to come and play. And we got our butt handed to us the first time here this year, and the players that have been around know how tough this venue is and how this team can get inspired very quickly and go on runs, and they're athletic, and 40, unfortunately just hasn't had a full roster to deal with all year, but they're still extremely dangerous. And I think it was just a good statement win for us to get to 9-9, and with a chance on Sunday to peak our head above 500.
What differences do you notice in your team when they play on the road, Scott, compared to playing at home?
These guys have been very, very consistent in general. I think sometimes we rely a little bit too much on the 3-ball and a lot of jump shooting. And when we're attacking and have kind of a better balance, I think we're better, especially on the road. You have to be that way. And I think the big thing is we were a little bit more disciplined tonight of keeping guys off the foul line. 14 foul shots is kind of where I think we can live. In the past, for example, against New Zealand in the first half, they shot 15 foul shots by halftime. So our defensive discipline was good on the road, and they were just sound and stuck to the game plan.
Thank you, Coach.
Anytime.
Any further questions?
Sorry, just one more for that.
Sure.
You've made a good home for yourself here in Cairns the last couple of years and found a good role, but you're now thriving on this team as well. How are you finding it?
It's been unreal. I had my first 3 years in the league were here, and great times, great people, and I think the opportunity going to Tasmania, is exciting, being with a new team, and I just think ever since I've stepped foot in Hobart, it's just been incredible. The guys everyone's really bought in. We've all built this from the ground up, and we kind of really just want to set that standard of making. Leaving our mark on every game, playing hard, and I think that's something I can really thrive in doing. And it's been a great couple months, and yeah, just really loving my time down there, and that's it. Yeah.
We love Fab.
Thanks, guys.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll send one of our coaches up to grab that banner back down.
All right, no worries.
Thanks, guys.
There he is.
All right, we'll just take this over.
Yeah, exactly.
See you guys.
Yeah, just fold it over. Just twist that leg. Yeah, lay it over towards me. Especially when you know what you're doing. My Queensland is 1 to 1, 2 to 2. It takes a bit of time.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Towel. Reaching out there. Harry, you good to start off?
Yeah, should be.
Cool. So just gonna do it now.
Beautiful.
We can stop doing that anyway. Thank you very much.
No worries.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Harry.
Yeah, Fordy, you've mentioned in previous weeks that on-court attitude and energy are key to turning the ship around and getting the season on track. How would you describe the team's on-court attitude and demeanour tonight?
How would you describe it, Jordan?
Draining. Very draining. I mean, it didn't look too great. Heads down, arguing. Yeah.
It's embarrassing after everything we rolled out today, especially with the Bamaga footage and our Indigenous round jerseys. That was embarrassing. I take a huge part of the responsibility for that. I feel embarrassed for the support. Again, was outstanding by the Cairns community. And you could feel it too when we sent the young fellas out with 5 minutes to go. They just went out and played hard, played for minutes. And the crowd appreciated that. And all I can think about was, maybe we played them earlier. I don't know. We go through these stages, and the interesting part is, we respond when we call each other out. And I've made multiple reference of it already. I've used up all my ammo with that. Like, we can't. It's draining for me to come in every week and say, you did this, and this one needs to change, and transfer it over. And we respond, and it's a short-term response, and then we put our feet up and we forget how to play basketball. Credit to Tassie. They outworked us in every category. They set screens better than us. They rebound better than us. They get to they shot a lot of mid-ranges, and they got to the rim, and they shot the three, and they shot that ball completely comfortable. There was nothing we did to disrupt them, to make them feel out of their comfort zone. Closed out a shooter. There's 2 seconds left on the clock. Whether he's a shooter or non-shooter, what else is he going to do? And we sit there and watch him take a very relaxed, late shot clock three where there's no pressure, and it goes in. It didn't happen once, it happened 3 times. So, yes, embarrassed, and I know the part that I play in that.
Just in terms of early on in the game, you guys were still up and you called a timeout, you told everyone to stay calm, you were still ahead, and everything was okay, you stuck with the game plan. What happened after that timeout? Did everything just sort of stop on the court from your point of view?
Yeah. Exactly what happened. We didn't stick to the game plan. I'm just like, take a breath. We're okay. We prepared all week for this. We said the things that we'll live with. Take a breath, relax. Momentum swung in their favour. Basketball's a mistake-orientated game, and the team that usually adjusts first comes out on top. Zim should have had 30 shots tonight. We run stuff and then Tassie adjust, and then we just go away and we panic. Like, it was 9 of 12. He should have been 20 or 30. Yeah, I don't have an answer.
Speaking of Zim, yeah, he was looking good in the paint. Was the game plan to get him the ball more? Why wasn't he used more, I guess, as the game progressed, in your opinion?
Your guess is as good as mine.
So you wanted to see him get the ball more as the game progressed?
Yep.
In terms of, I guess, not having McCall there, what does having him not in the game plan mean for your defence? Obviously, they were pretty poor on the perimeter.
Nothing. Everyone's dealing like Tassie didn't have Magnay, and Magnay's a defensive force for them. We cannot sit here and make excuses for the dudes who are out. This is an opportunity for the guys to step up, to really embrace their role and claim a bigger role. It's happened, there's multiple examples throughout the league in previous seasons. It doesn't matter who's out. The guys who stepped up, we all laid an egg, and it was terrible.
You mentioned the bench, Nelson and Robbie Heath looked a bit fiery there in the last few minutes of the game. Do you anticipate them to be getting more earned minutes as the season comes over, the second half?
Potentially. I know Marshall is an injury replacement player at the moment, so credit to him. He knows his agenda's different to everyone else's. He's a guy that's trying to get a full-time gig. Maybe that's the mindset we all need to have. We're too comfortable. This is the problem with the NBL, and again, like myself included, is people get comfortable in their jobs. People get comfortable in their occupation, and they signed a multi-year deal, and there's no guarantee that I get to the end of the season and I'm planning for next year. I would completely, this is the industry. I get it if we turn around and say, you know what, you're not our guy, we're going to go in a different direction. Marshall's playing with the mindset that he's playing for a job. Maybe we all need to play like that. There's no demotion, there's no elevation, there's no trades, there's no releases and signings. Robbie's in the same category. He's a development player. He wants a full-time gig. Braden, he's a development player. He wants a full-time gig. So these guys, and this is my message with them all the time, is go out there to steal someone else's minutes. Not good enough to be competitive. Go out there and steal someone else's minutes. And that was super competitive.
Just last one for me, Jordan. In terms of forward seems to be at the end of his tether in terms of what he can do to drive you guys to be good on the court. In terms of responding to that, where is the team in terms of responding to his want to see you succeed?
I don't think we should have to rely on our coach to drive us to play a game of basketball. I feel like we are very privileged to play this game, and I don't think we should rely on other people, especially our own teammates, to push someone else to play the game of basketball. I think we all just got to come with that passion and have fun. It doesn't look like we're having fun out there either. But yeah, we need answers quick. I don't know what it is. I don't know what sort of formula or what sort of answers to give. But yeah, the big thing is I don't think we have to rely on other people to get us to play the game of basketball.
Hi Coach, Fraser here from AAP. You made your thoughts pretty clear on tonight's contest. Do you think it's time to, with this being the halfway mark in your season, do you think it's time to make your players uncomfortable and get those bench players in, or will you give those guys more minutes as the season progresses?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I felt like I've tried to make people uncomfortable from the beginning, and again, we respond in some examples as short term as it was. That is one thing where, again, not using the injuries as an excuse, but it is hard, right, to shorten up the bench and make people nervous when we are pretty short-handed. I rolled the dice with Keanu. I thought we're getting killed on the rebounds, and Keanu picked up his fourth, and I was like, keep him out there. I was like, let's roll the dice with it. Who cares? If he's going to foul out, we're subbing back in at 8 minutes to go when we're down 25, 30 points. So might as well try and keep this momentum running on. And he fouled out trying to be aggressive on the rebound. So once he's out, we sub back in the same culprits.
And Jordan, how hard are those bench players fighting for those minutes, and do you think they're deserving of more time out there based on the effort that they showed towards the end of that game?
Yeah, I think so, but I think everyone can push a bit harder. I don't think it's a level of satisfaction right now. I think we always got to keep pushing the next guy. I don't know.
No worries. Thanks for your time, Dennis.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks, guys.